You'll notice, everybody, that down here you've got a participants panel, and you can view this when you are participating in a meeting, but it's actually more useful to the host. The participants panel is generally just going to show you who is in your meeting. If you hit the little chevron for the participants meeting, you will have the option to invite other participants. So maybe someone didn't get the email, maybe they just need help. Copy the invite link here and it'll copy just the link. If you copy the invitation, it's the full email, including how to get in if you are dialing in on the phone. You also have the option to just compose a stock email. You've got room system options here, which lets you dial in to different rooms. And you can also call out to different rooms in this section as well. You'll notice in the Zoom Rooms tab, you can find all the rooms that you've got access to, and you can dial into them from here in addition to that. And then you've also got your contacts, which it very handily also tells you who's in a meeting right now, which is kind of handy, and who's online. The little green means you're online, the little red means you are currently in a meeting, and the little white dot means you're not logged into Zoom presently. If you click on anyone, you'll be able to send them an invite from here.
Just to add on to the end of Mark's little spiel there.
Sure.
If you want, if you're inviting somebody, where if you click the invite button, pops up the window, and meeting passcode is down at the bottom right hand corner, and the meeting ID number is up at the very top.
You'll notice in the participants panel, we've got lots of interesting little controls. If you look over your own name, you can see if you are the host. As the host, you can also mute and unmute other participants. So I can mute Devin, and I can also ask him to unmute. I can't unmute Devin. Similarly, we've got a more option. If you are looking at your own options, you've got the ability to rename. So you can rename yourself the best host ever, right? You've also got the Add Profile Picture button, which will let you add a profile picture. You'll also notice if you hover over the More option for other participants, you get even more options to chat with them, to stop their video if they're maybe doing something inappropriate. You could also make them the host, allow them to record, allow them to pin multiple people up, rename them, really good for students that keep renaming themselves. But again, remember, if you look in the security, you can stop them from renaming themselves. And you can also put in waiting rooms. So if you need to put someone in a waiting room or have someone excluded from a meeting, maybe you're doing interviews or something, you can stick people in a waiting room. You can also full-on remove and report participants from the participants panel, which is very similar to the same buttons in the security panel. Down at the very bottom of the participants panel, you'll notice a couple of buttons. These buttons might change from meeting to meeting. Sometimes you'll have a raise hand as well, for instance. You'll be able to click any of these and the host will be able to see your answer. So often in class you might go, what do we think? Yes, no. Devin, you can see, is actually raising his hand, which is a very interesting feature because I can lower his hand when I've answered his question. But that would be a signal to me that he has a question or he'd like to say something, right? And now he's saying go a little faster, right? The little go faster symbol, and that will go away on its own, but you can add or subtract that if you're a student, right? Very interesting. And of course, you've got the more. You can go for the need a break, which is the coffee cup. You can go for the, hey, I had to leave for something, the away symbol. You can add claps, thumbs downs, thumbs ups, all that fun stuff. Of course, as the host, you've got the clear all option, which lets you erase all of those notifications. Maybe everyone needed a break and you took one, you can hit the clear all button and all of those notifications will disappear. In the participants panel, there's also the most important button if you're running big meetings or if you're running classes. It's the mute all button right here. You can find it, you can hit it, you can smash it, and it will mute everyone. So when you click that button, you're also given the option to allow people to unmute themselves again. So if your class is getting a little rowdy, you can mute them and uncheck the box, which will stop them from unmuting themselves afterwards. In the More tab, you'll notice there's a lot more options to go through. We've got the Ask All to Unmute, which again prompts everyone in the meeting who is currently muted to unmute themselves. Maybe you're having a vocal yay, nay thing instead of using the yes, no options. Maybe you just want everyone to have a chance to speak, or you just want to devolve the meeting into chaos. That would be what that button's for. You've also got Mute Participants Upon Entry, which is a checkable option. And you'll notice, again, you're given the option to allow participants to unmute themselves. You can check or uncheck this. You were also given a couple more options to allow participants to unmute themselves, play sound when someone joins or leaves. If you really hate that annoying ding dong, that's where you can turn that off. You're given the option to allow participants to rename themselves. Again here, a reminder, that's also in the Security tab. You can lock the meeting, again, another feature that's available in the Security tab, but is available here. And the same thing with Enable Waiting Room, again, in the Security tab, same exact feature. And that is the Participants tab. Lots of ways to do things that we've already seen. To close the tab, you can click the Participants button at any time, and you can do this from any view that you happen to be in Zoom as well. All right.